morning. So we have a pretty exciting agenda today, and I've got 10 or 15 minutes, and so I'm going to pull what I call old man prerogatives to give some advice. I looked at the mirror this morning and I noticed that I used to have jet black hair. Funny how this is changing. Anyway, I've got a few points to make. One is a conversation I had with a dear drug development colleague, and we were debating the merits of which carries more value, a drug or a diagnostic. And he made some pretty credible points, and then I pulled out the following analog. I asked him in the U.S. missile system known as the Patriot missile. There's two components, kind of the payload and the guidance system. So now each of you has a mental model of what I'm talking about, right? Both are needed. Both are needed. And it's to the degree that they work together, to that degree you really can reach your objectives. So the second point I'll make is a proverb. It's some of you have seen it at the foundation. It's etched on a wall in front of the foundation, and it says, "If you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together." So very simple, but actually a lot of wisdom in that. The third is whenever I give a talk, I've told some of you, I have two last slides, and they are common to almost every talk I give. The penultimate slide is simply big, bold letters saying, what is, or it's a statement, the greatest deterrent to progress in global health, in big, bold letters. And I asked the audience, what do you think that is? And so everybody has an opinion on that. And the last slide I show is a silo. And it's true with everything I've seen in global health, starting with funders. There are funders in global health, and we all have kind of our mission and our objectives, but very seldom do we actually sit down together and coordinate for a common goal. With academics and people pursuing tenure, there's a need to get grants to show, the value you add, and so that's another silo. And so this to me, we have to somehow bridge this phenomenon. It's okay to have objectives and goals, but to the degree that we can bring together, it's to that degree we can really achieve some transformative events. And I noticed in the materials that were handed out in the folder, I am quoted. And it's actually not bad. It says, "The degree to which we can bring together parties who might otherwise never come together is the degree to which we will produce truly transformative interventions." And that's, this old man kind of thing that's happening in me. I'm starting to see that is more and more something that we have to seize. So that brings me to today's agenda. And it is a dialogue covering these multiple domains and kind of sharing lessons learned. So we're going to start off with the keynote address from Jan Trost-Jorgensen from the DXRX Institute. And Jan is coming from a companion diagnostics perspective in oncology. And this is actually a great party and partner to kind of learn lessons from, to bring together. Who would have thought in a tuberculosis critical path institute agenda we would have oncology and companion diagnostics? But there are some great lessons learned about the synergies and the challenges in those two disciplines effectively joining forces to achieve an objective. We'll then move on to a roundtable discussion with Madhu Pai from McGill, and a party that often is not adequately heard, especially by researchers and innovators and small companies who have brilliant ideas, is to ask, at the end of the day, the ultimate beneficiary, the ultimate user, the ultimate demand stakeholder, the countries, what is their perspective? So Madhu's going to lead a roundtable with this. And we also have another often unspoken discipline that needs to be heard, especially in the world of global health, and that is ESC, Ethics, Society, Cultural Barriers. So Diego Silva is here with us from Simon Fraser University, and he's going to talk about this. This is a discipline that I know when I first came to the foundation, I met a colleague who worked in this area, and it just opened my eyes to the needs that you must be sensitive to. And you know, perhaps over a beer tonight, Tim Rodwell sent me a paper about Google, who stepped into this arena and stepped into something, it wasn't great. It was, and it was a violation of basic ethics and cultural sensitivity principles that got them in trouble. So, so ESC, Diego's going to talk to us about ESC. And then in the afternoon, we will move on to our breakout sessions, and we'll talk about you know, hands-on tutorial for positioning the time to positivity results. That's going to be led by Klaus. And then we'll move into interoperability between data platforms, and I think especially you know, interesting is the multiplicity of perspectives on data sharing, database benefits from global database harmonization, and the power of analytics looking at whole genome sequencing. So anyway, I think today is going to be a great day, and with that, I'd like to introduce Jan.